Here we given a quadratic function. The graph of a quadratic function again is a parabola. And in order to find the vertex of the parabola, we need to first complete squares. But even before we complete squares, we can figure out whether the parabola has a maximum or a minimum, which means does it open downwards, in which case it has a max, or does it open upwards, in which case it has a minimum. So in order to determine that, we look at the coefficient of the quadratic term, which is the coefficient of x squared. Since the coefficient of x squared is 2 and it is positive, we can be sure that it opens upwards. If the coefficient of x squared is negative, then it opens downwards. So if the coefficient of x squared is positive, then the graph has a minimum, and if the coefficient of x squared is negative, then the graph has a maximum. Now, in order to find the vertex, we need to complete squares. So let's complete squares. So f of x equals, and what we're going to do is factor out a 2 from the first two terms. So factor the 2 out, so you get x squared minus 7 over 2x minus 4. So we are going to complete squares inside the parentheses. So that would give us 2 times x squared minus 7 over 2x plus something squared minus something squared minus 4. Make sure you have parentheses in the right places. So remember, we have parentheses here and we carry that to the next step as well. Now we know what goes into those parentheses. What do we square? We take the coefficient of x, divide by 2, and then we square it. So the coefficient of x is 7/2. We divide by 2 and we square it. What that means is we take 7 over 2 multiplied by, flip this. So we have 1 over 2, the whole squared, which is 7 over 4, the whole squared. So coefficient of x divided by 2. So when we divide by 2, basically the 2 in the denominator gets multiplied by 2 and we get a 4. We add and subtract the square of 7 over 4. And then of course we have the minus 4. Now within the parentheses, we complete squares. So the first 3 terms together give us x, since this is a minus, minus 7 over 4 the whole squared, minus, we still have the 7 over 4 the whole squared, so that is minus 49 over 16 minus 4. Note these parentheses. So now we are almost done. We go 2 times x minus 7 over 4 the whole squared minus 2 times 49 over 16 minus 4. So this is equal to 2 times x minus 7 over 4 the whole squared minus 49 over 8 minus 4. So that is equal to 2 times x minus 7 over 4 the whole squared minus, so we multiply and divide by 8. So there would be 49 minus 8 fours are 32, each divided by 8. So there would be 2 times x minus 7 over 4 the whole squared minus, the common denominator is 8. We add the 49 and 32 to get an 81 over 8. So the vertex of the parabola is 7 over 4. So that's x minus h. So since the signs match, it's h is 7 over 4. But then we go plus k. So that would be negative 81 over 8. So k is negative 81 over 8.